hearts. Awesome.
Okay, so we're back.
So we're gonna talk to you. Actually, oh, who's that?
Mel. Hi, Mel.
Hi, Mel.
Hey.
We had a really good day today.
Good now.
Reception's
Good now. USL.
Awesome.
Hey guys, if you can tap and slide over, you can. Oh man, you can share this on Twitter or Instagram. Somebody's smoking weed up here somewhere.
Smoking the weed.
Ugh, it stinks up here.
That's what old people say, right? They're smoking the weed out here.
I'm gonna be high as we come down. You're gonna need to drive.
Gosh.
Okay, all right, we're back to it. Okay, so we've been talking about it's legal. True story.
True.
It is. Doesn't mean it smells good.
That's so true.
So we were talking this week about gratefulness, and so today we had we talked about last week gratefulness, and sometimes when we are suffering, or things are really hard, or we experience loss, that's when we become the most grateful. So we had something super cool happen to us. How about you tell us about it?
Yeah.
It was your idea of adventure today. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we went to Grants Pass this morning. We went to a place called Mimosas, which is awesome. Neither of us,
amazing food.
Yeah, had been there, and we had heard good things about it, and so we went on a little adventure. So we took the back road through the Applegate and through Jacksonville, and then we went through, Murphy. So it was so beautiful.
They probably know the towns that
we go
probably to get to back roads to Grant.
Hey, I don't know. So anyway, so then we end up in Grants Pass, and we are at this restaurant, and we sit down, and there's these three lovely ladies that are sitting next to us, and so
the tables are like really close together. It's like very intimate, kind of like Buttercloud. Everybody's real close, and it's hot in there.
Yeah, really warm. And so we're kind of just soaking up the atmosphere, and we're looking around, we're reading the menu, and we're just really excited because all the food looks super good. And this gal that was sitting at the table of three next to us is turning around, and we kind of knew that there was going to be conversation that was going to happen. And she was a really sweet lady. And so we were there for probably, I don't know, I want to say 20 minutes before we actually got our food, maybe? Yeah, maybe?
No, longer.
No, longer than that?
Yeah.
So through the time where we were ordering, and then by the time we got our food, there's the ceremony.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
Hello.
I don't know.
Muhammad Basaya.
All right. So then we're sitting, and this lady turns around, and she starts conversation with us, and we're...
No. She...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like 3 minutes in, we're sitting at the table. We haven't talked to her, no nothing. She turns around, and she's like, here, if you ladies want this, we're not going to drink anymore. And she hands us this huge pitcher that looks like guava juice. And it's a big pitcher.
Yeah.
And there's probably like this much left in the bottom. And she's like, hey, we don't need to drink any more of this. And we're thinking, oh, okay, you don't need any more juice?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, no, it's a strawberry, some
blood
amazing
orange mimosa.
Blood orange mimosa, yeah. So they give us the end of their mimosa, and we're like, okay, well, that's a great start to breakfast.
Yeah.
Some free mimosa.
Yeah. And so then conversation kind of started. We drank it. It was delicious, super good. And then we order our drinks, and then gosh, I forget even how it started, because we had been talking for such a long time. What did we first start talking about?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. But anyway,
she turned around and just started talking to us.
Yeah, we started talking about, why she lived, or where we were from. We told her we were from Medford, and then she was from Grants Pass, and how she ended up there. And then through conversation, come to find out, she went through 52 weeks of chemotherapy.
9 months ago.
9 months ago. And she's a beautiful lady, totally stylish. She was wearing a shirt kind of like mine, which actually it's not really mine, it's Lou's. But anyway, we started conversation about, actually we kind of introduced ourselves as kind of what we did. Like, I was a trainer, she's a trainer, and we started talking about a bite, and we talked about being grateful, and I just sat there in, and not in a numb state, but we had really talked about, when we first started the gratefulness conversation, about people being sick and being thankful for our health and being really grateful for our health. And sometimes we just don't realize how grateful we are, or really the true meaning of being grateful, until we are without. And it...
Hello, Wicked Jab Productions.
Yeah, Wicked Jab. So as I was sitting there and she was asking, or not asking, she was just kind of telling her story. And she had 52 weeks of chemotherapy, and she was talking about working out, and she was talking about her health. And then Lou started talking about being grateful and what we've been talking about. And you could just kind of see a switch. And she had said something. What did she say? She said,
well, I just asked, she said 52 weeks of, Herrero, Kiko, welcome. So I had said, she had said 52 weeks of chemo, and then she said, I grew all this hair back myself in 9 months. And so I then said, are you in remission? And
I said, are you cancer free? Right? Or did I say that? Yeah. I said, are you cancer free? And she said, no. And then that's when Lou had said, are you in remission? And you could tell that there was kind of a calm about her, and she shook her head no. And when she shook her head no, there was kind of like a deep breath where it was like, wow, this lady, she still has cancer. And then we started talking about conversation and how we're sitting there at this table, and how people are just able to have conversation. And this is what life is about just making friends and being friendly and being grateful for just being alive. And we realized that is really, it was very, very, it was very touching to me. I wanted just to ask her more questions. And she was a beautiful woman. You could see her heart. You could see that she just wanted conversation, and she really wanted just to share life. And it was beautiful for sure.
Yeah, so as we were sitting there, we began to talk. Her mother was at the table, and her best friend was at the table, and then they started talking about if there would be, oh, I know somebody that I could set you. I know this man called Tim, and I know this man named Ryan. And so we're talking about all these really fun things, and just having conversation with strangers at a table in a restaurant. And then you just begin to, they left, and as we sat there, we just, the thought had come, how sweet it was to have the conversation with these women, just that were strangers at a table, and they were asking for really good restaurants in Medford. And so they said that they were going to find us on Facebook, and they, just where you stop and you go, I'm probably going to see these people again, even though it was just a random encounter. It's not random, but just then the real solemn moment when they left, to realize, not really knowing, because she didn't expound and I didn't really want to ask, but wondering, if she knew that she was terminal, if the cancer was all over in her body, or if it was, if it had spread and she was living, was that her best friend coming to visit her because she found out she was dying, or, but she never, the way she smiled the whole time, she was so kind, she was so sweet. And then as we finished up our amazing food, you guys, you have to go there. The food was incredible. Mimosas in Grants Pass, and their Bloody Marys are pretty great with the spicy salt on the rim. That was outstanding as well. But and the Salinity dog, that was a good beverage as well. But then we got up, we had finished our meal, and the waitress came over and she said, oh, and just so you know, the woman at the table, she paid for your meal. And so it was just oh my gosh, just the gratitude of sitting with someone, and just talking about life in the middle of a random restaurant in Grants Pass. And then hashtag divine encounters.
Yeah.
And just going, oh my gosh. And the lady was like, oh, give me your names, I want to find you on Facebook, I'm going to find you when I get home. And just knowing I will have another conversation with you, where I was like, oh my gosh, we need to go hang out with this lady, because she was so cool, and her mom was so cool, and her best friend doesn't live there, but how amazing that this woman is sick. And I don't know how sick, and I don't know if she knows she only has 6 6 weeks left to live, or 5 weeks, or 1 week, or, what her actual story was, but the sweetness of who she was. It wasn't the part of the conversation. It wasn't like, oh, poor pitiful me, I'm so sick, my life sucks. She actually said that there are people that are worse off than I am.
Yeah.
A woman who had 52 weeks of chemotherapy 9 months ago. 52 weeks. There's 56 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
And so it was so incredible to just sit and talk about whatever.
Sex and brings out
the best in people. Oh, Kim, that's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Oh, Kim.
Yeah.
So we were just so inspired because it's what we're talking about, gratitude. And so watching this woman be so grateful for her very life and her family and her home, and then just getting to sit and chat with us, and then to bless us with, we probably ordered like $50 worth of food, and she bought our breakfast. And so it was just like, oh, what a day. We're like, we got to talk about this story because we're talking about gratitude this week. And it was just like actually talking about loss and the loss of life. And then those things, when we get sick, then we become grateful for wellness. And then to actually encounter someone who was living it.
Yeah. And then just to sit and talk, like Lou just said, with someone, and to feel someone else's gratitude for life. To have the ability to sit and talk with other people.
Hi from Switzerland.
Hello.
Woo-hoo! Oh, my arm's cramping. Okay.
So just to actually experience that with a stranger. With someone that it wasn't like we knew who she was and we sat and we had a conversation and we knew she was sick and we knew that something was happening. It was just, she turned around and you can just tell that she was just grateful.
She turned around and shared her mimosas.
Yeah. So it was amazing. And we had talked about living without, and when we have a choice to live without. We have a choice to live without certain things.
You need a selfie stick. Totally. Or a tripod or something. My shoulder right now is like cramping. I'm going to switch hands. And my arms aren't very long. Oh, okay. Woo-wee. Okay. So
to really choose, you're just going to hold it from the top. Where when we don't have a choice to live without, sometimes that's when when we're not forced to be grateful, but in a way it kind of is, or when we're moved in that direction, because we can still not be grateful without things. We can still complain, and this lady who we met today was definitely making a choice to be grateful and living very, there was a piece about her that was beautiful.
Yeah.
And just to sit and to be a part of that was inspiring, and just to be able to share it with you guys. I mean, I wish you guys could have been there.
It was so cool. Yeah. And she had this really cute flannel on and then a red bandana. And she said a friend of hers said, "You look like you should be in a gang." And she said 60-year-old women are not in gangs. But it was awesome. So we just wanted to share that and inspire you guys. Like, even if you're just sitting at a table and you feel like you should say hi to someone, just, you never know. Like, you just never know.
Yeah.
And so we're going to actually head down the hill right now, go find some internet, and get this up on our website.
Yeah.
Biteofwellness.com will be our website place, so you guys can watch these videos over and over and over again, and hopefully we can start a conversation.
Choosing to be secret.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's good. It's good. And she said, there's so many people whose stories are worse than mine, like that, whose lives are harder than hers. Like, and oh my gosh. So anyways, that lady, I think her name was Sherry. Wherever you are, I hope I get to meet you again, because you were amazing, and thank you for buying our meals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
So, signing off from Bite of Wellness. Please share this, guys. Go follow us on Instagram. Tell your friends. And let's keep having hard conversations and changing the world with them, and becoming whole humans.
Yes.
We love you. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.